So I'm just waiting for my client Emily and her husband in my kitchen. Oh, there seems to be mice up in the roof. Normally there's a cat up there chasing them. They're squeaking. It's like Mickey Mouse. So I'm just going to get some water. See if I can just nibble a little bit of my fairy house while I'm waiting, because I might have like 10 minutes or something, or they might turn up in a moment, I don't know. So I've got everything ready here for them, so they're not here yet, so I'm going to have a nibble. And as I was saying, a nibble is when you grab a little bit of time that you've got and you use it to make some art. So I think I might paint a little bit more yellowy green onto my, I might have to clean my palette soon, it's getting a bit full, onto my fairy house here. Oh, okay. So let's just water that down a bit and spread the colour out a bit. That's it. Oh yes, so it's quite a bright yellow. And when I put on a light colour like that, I can always paint a darker colour on top of it later if I want. I can do whatever I want, because I'm the master of my own destiny. Okay, so let's just paint this a bit. It's a bit green. Maybe I'll try painting in between these purple lines that I did last night. And I think I'm going to add a tiny bit of white actually to this. It looks very layering meaning rather bright. So colours look different at different times of day. So at night, if you paint something, it will look completely different than when you see it in daylight. So normally electric lights are more yellow, not always but usually, and so they make things look different. And actually what I find is that the things that I create normally look best at the time of day that I created them. So if I paint something at night, during the day it might look a bit blah, but then when the nighttime lights come on, suddenly you see it in its full majesty. I'm just wondering what might happen if I splodge a bit of this greeny yellowy white in between my purple thing, and actually something quite good is happening, which I rather like, so I'm going to carry on with that. I think a bit more yellow, a bit more white if I've got it. Let's see. La, 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 la. So hopefully Emily will show up in a sec, and then I'll just put this away, and then I'll be doing a healing session with them, so that'll be fun. Right, so here we are. Getting rid of the white and just colouring it in. Looks actually a little bit different in real life than it's showing up on my camera. I'm using this fantastic camera that my daughter bought me to hire, and her partner bought me for Christmas, which was a huge treat. And it's an Oppo, and they have the best selfie camera, but actually it's the best camera ever, because it really captures the brilliance of colours. It's absolutely marvellous. I absolutely love this camera. It's the best camera I've ever used. Best artistic camera. Wonderful. I don't know, I want to make these yellowy green, maybe. I'm coming out a sort of slightly bluey green. It's quite pretty actually. A subtle colour. Doesn't have to be strong to have an effect. And remember, this is going to have light shining from inside it, so it actually looks different. Now, I'm just having a moment. I'm just thinking I might want to make this stripey here also. Quite a pale colour here. Just see what that looks like. actually. See that? Can you see me? Feel me? I'm going to go a bit purple down here. Just feel like it. You see, my fairy house is anthropomorphic, as you can see. It looks like a figure on each side. So then down here is this arched doorway, but it's also his legs. It's also his trousers, or trousers, as Prince Charles would say. Hello, Prince Charles. I hope everything's good in the UK for you. And yeah, so I'm just going to sort of do a bit of random stripiness here. I'm having the idea that he's wearing stripy trousers and he looks like he's sort of moving to the left, doesn't he? So let's support that idea. And I'm just going to draw some other lines here with this other sort of, it's this colour actually, sort of magenta colour. Magenta is a colour that in light language, which is a sort of spiritual energy thing, in light language we call magenta nuts. It's the colour that if you're sane it makes you crazy, and if you're crazy it makes you sane. Isn't that funny? So anyway, let's go nuts with this colour because it's pretty. And then I'm gonna just make some, like a marbling effect here actually is happening, which I'm kind of enjoying. Again, I'm just playing about, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know now something, that I want to put this colour under here. I just feel it, I have to, you know, I just feel it like that. It's an urge. So many artists throughout time have spoken about the muse. So if you've heard about the muse, it's a sort of personified idea that there's this sort of woman, it's normally a woman, who sort of descends and that you're suddenly in her clutches and under her control, and she makes you create stuff. Which isn't such a mad idea, because it does feel like that. You know, it does feel, it's an urge to create, you know, that has to be fulfilled. You have to respond to it. So if you feel that, then it's great, because it drives you to create stuff. So I'm just putting a bit more purple here, slightly different shade. Just doing a bit of art painting here. Put some stripes on this thing. A bit more. Sorry, a bit more colour here. Oh, a bit more intensity of colour. Again, it's sort of splurging and merging, and I'm enjoying that feeling. Can you feel it? Might put some little flowers on there later. Something could be fun. I've left this bit of plastic here. I don't know if I will, but I just sort of had the feeling to, so I followed it. And actually, usually when that happens, it's because later something will happen. So, you know, for example, later we decide to add something or the other, and then that piece of plastic turns out to be the perfect place for it. Like maybe flowers get stuck onto it or something like that. So again, I just try and follow what I feel, and you know, don't be too logical. Right, so maybe a bit more of this colour in here because it's kind of pretty. Maybe a bit here. I know what's going on with this. What's this doing? Oh, I haven't really done that one yet. So this one's now a sort of combination of purple and green, which might be good. Sort of, I'm going to scumble on here. Scumble is when you have very, it's an artistic art word. So when you have very dry paint and you drag it over the top of what's going on. Usually actually it's thicker paint than I'm using, but I think it's fair to say that I'm having a bit of a scumble here. Oh, that's so pretty. What if I pick up what's going on the edges here? What does that look like? Oh, yeah. Oh, so cutie. Love it. How pretty. Okay, so I'm getting quite pretty now. I feel like Just putting a little purpley bit up here actually. As I was saying, having colour unity, putting a little bit of the other colours that are in it, even if it's just a tiny bit like that, will create a kind of feeling of unity in the piece. I'm going to emphasise some of these sort of shapes under the window, which is sort of showing you that the plaster, because it's supposed to be plaster as well really, isn't it? It is a house, but although we know it's made out of strawberry, showing you that the plaster isn't even. And then I might emphasise a bit in here with purple, and then I'm emphasising the shape a bit, telling you this goes in here. This is actually the original bottom of the Coke bottle, you know, where they have those Flourate 4 sort of blobs at the bottom of the Coke bottle. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to put a bit of purple up here, just for a laugh. My tiny bits on here maybe. You won't see them, but you'll feel them. You'll feel that there's a colour unity. So that was just on the edges of these little windowy bits, maybe around here. So it's just a tiny touch, but you will feel it. And you won't necessarily consciously see it, but you will feel it as a colour unity. Oh. Right, now I feel I want to emphasise these windows with something kind of purple. Not sure if I want to paint inside them. I'm going to start by going around the outside, see what happens. Yeah. Let's blob a bit of purple around. Great. Let's put a bit more down here. And then could also make this a bit purpley on the backs of the legs here. Just going to scumble a bit. Getting there. Okay. Let's just see how it looks. Okay. Oh, great. Getting there. Yeah, it looks almost like spots on the legs there, which I could do. Kind of something mushroomy style. Fun.